Hi guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to Journal of a Piano Teacher. Before we get started, I'd just like to ask two things of you all. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. Also, if you'd leave a comment and support, I'd appreciate it. I'll even give you a heart. Now let's get started with the video. Because my last week's video was so long, I'm going to just give you a short summary of how this week went. I started on Tuesday, and this has turned out to be my long day. I am supposed to have 6 students that I teach. I start at 2 o'clock with Rachel, and this week she seemed fully prepared for her music. I'm giving her heavier loads because she seems to be progressing so well. And she did complete her theory this week, so that was nice. Next I taught Eli. I taught him at 3:15 and got through all of his materials. He struggled with a few things, but we worked through it as well. Abby came at 4. She had a little bit of a rough lesson, but we made it through. I'm supposed to teach Ella after Abby at 5 o'clock, but she was sick on Tuesday. Then I took an hour break to be able to go and eat dinner, and then I returned at 7 o'clock for Ronnie. He seemed extremely tired, very worn down this week already, and school has barely started. These poor kids have such loads of homework. I feel badly for them. But I'm encouraging them to write a schedule. Ronnie's not the only one, there was another student as well. To write a schedule for themselves so that they have time to practice and they can see that they have that specific slot set aside for them to just sit down and play. I finished out my Tuesday night from 8 to 9 teaching Helen. I am so glad that we have moved her into a different set of books. She's already progressing 3 or 4 times as fast as she would have been in the other books. So what happened was she was given a set of books for Christmas that are designed for beginner piano students who are young. Helen is 13 or 14, and she needs to be starting in books appropriate to her age. So I switched her over on the very first lesson that she had this school year, and it's just amazing to watch her grasp all of the details so much better than she was before. And I can tell that she enjoys it because it's actually on her level versus below her, and she feels like she's dumb and is not any good at it. It doesn't help that Ronnie is her younger brother, and he's been taking piano much longer than Helen, and so she tends to get discouraged. So I've just been encouraging her. She seems to be becoming herself a lot more with me, so that makes me very pleased. Wednesday, I drove in to the nearby town to teach Marty and Martin. Martin usually goes first, and he sounds like he did practice, which I was pleased. These are the boys whose mother is making them take lessons, and one of them still despises it, and the other has actually learned to love it. And I can tell he's still progressing, and I'm so proud of him for all the hard work that he not only puts in to piano, but into just everything else around him. He's a senior this year, and Just has been fun to watch him over the last couple of years, get to know him a little bit better. And yeah, piano has helped him with his zoning out, as he calls it, kind of just his mind wandering. I feel like music has been really good for his brain to help him concentrate. Anyways, that's good with him. Marty is the younger brother, and he's the one who isn't the biggest fan of taking lessons. He did not practice. That's all I'm going to say about that. We did go through flashcards and his theory and scales, which he seems to manage all of those very well. He just needs to practice his songs. Wednesday night, after I had returned home, I taught Benny, and his mom wasn't able to make it in to get him new books because last week when he started lessons, he arrived at lessons with no books, which makes it very hard on me. I had to go and scrounge up books from my house, old books that all of my siblings and I had played out of, so they're very beat up. He's been borrowing those. I was able to go in today, which is Thursday that I'm recording this, and purchase him new books, just because his mom has been so busy. Anyways, he'll be all set to go next week with that, but for now he's just borrowing books, and it's been a rough couple of weeks with him, but I have a feeling he's gonna buckle down and get into it. It's just a matter of adjustment. For some students it just takes a few more weeks, and he's not the only one, so that's fine. It's just comes with part of teaching. Today is Thursday, and I taught Joy. She came at about 3:10ish. She comes straight from school, so we don't start right on the hour, which is fine because I don't have a lesson after her, so that's been working really well. I don't know what the deal was today, but both Joy and Ella's lessons seemed to drag on forever. They weren't paying attention, and they both of them just seemed everywhere, which, considering it's the third week of school around here, kids are just starting into the thick of everything, and it's becoming tough. And Joy is in a lot of other extra activities outside of school, so she just gets split so many directions that her attention on piano isn't always the greatest. And then, of course, coming straight from school, and to lesson, she is tired, and it's hard to do something right after you come home from school. I'm sure a lot of you listeners can relate to that. So, I taught Ella tonight, and we made some breakthrough on her hand position. Both Ella and Joy, actually. We worked really hard on hand position. I loosened up Ella's wrists because she was holding them too stiff, so she couldn't play chords or two notes simultaneously with her third and fifth finger, which, if you're a pianist, you would know those are some of your weaker fingers. So, and Joy, her hand position is really lacking. So I think I reminded her 5 or 6 times during the lesson, just redoing everything. Sit up straight, nice good posture, shoulders back, nice and relaxed, elbows slightly out, not too far in, not too far out, because she'd point them way over exaggerating, way out. Make sure that she's not playing too far into the keys. She's the only student I've ever seen do that. She puts her fingers so far deep into the keys. You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to have them on the edge. And then you don't want the wrist too high like a mountain. You want the wrist to be plane with the arm, and then fingers are nice and high mountains so that she can play efficiently. Anyways, I think that covers all the kids. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys are having a great rest of your week. And that's all for now. I'll see you guys next week. Go and have a great day and enjoy some music. Bye-bye.